Welcome to Free Your Mind, an experiential daily practice designed to dissolve past programming and expand your awareness of your true self beyond the matrix illusion of fear, lack, and separation. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, close your eyes and let go of all memory and anticipation. Bring your full awareness to the now, this holy instant. The purpose of this practice is to enable you to bring unconditional and unwavering peace with you into any and every circumstance, and to heal distress and turmoil. This is not done through avoidance or seeking a haven of isolation for yourself. You are here to discover that peace is an intrinsic part of you and requires only that you be there in full consciousness to embrace any situation in which you are. And as you practice, you will learn that there is no limit to where you are, so that your peace is everywhere as you are. Now take one more deep, slow, full breath in. And as you exhale, allow your body and your mind to relax. And let's begin. Only God's plan for salvation will work. With your eyes remaining closed, repeat this idea slowly and feel into its meaning. You may prefer a form like, only God's plan for my awakening will work. Salvation forever refers to the freedom from the belief in illusions. So whose plan for your freedom will work? Is it your ego's plan, the dream character's plan? Is it this ego dream matrix that has the solution to all of your suffering? Or is it the infinite creator of all that has the solution, that has the plan, that has the answer? God is aware that you are dreaming, and when the dream was first conceived, it was conceived with a fail-safe mechanism, which assured that no aspect of God's own being, which is what you are, could stray too far into the dream and forget itself entirely. To prevent this, a very specific form of guidance was built into the dream matrix. And even though everything here is an illusion, and you are never apart from God's being, nevertheless, your consciousness is conscious of being something other than what you are. In this dream of being a separate self, you can go astray, but only so far. Just like a bowling ball being rolled down the alley, but with the guardrails up, protecting it from falling into the gutter. In In this way, the ball is always assured to make it to the back of the alley. The only question is, how many times will it have to hit the guardrail before it aligns to its ultimate destiny? This safety mechanism is perfect and infallible, being conceived by the perfect and infallible mind of God. But the ego thought system has another plan for your salvation, which is opposite to God's in every way. And while you identify with your ego dream character, it is the ego's plan that you believe will save you. And the ego's plan for salvation, for your freedom, fulfillment, and happiness, centers around holding grievances. The ego maintains that if someone else spoke or acted differently, if some external circumstance or event were changed, then you would be saved. Then you would be free of suffering. And so your freedom, fulfillment, and happiness are constantly perceived as being outside yourself, putting you in only one position, which is the state of victim consciousness, feeling like you have no control at all over your freedom, fulfillment, and happiness, except to demand that the external circumstances, people, and events change to suit your liking. Think on this for a minute and see it clearly. Each grievance that you hold becomes a declaration and an assertion in which you believe that says, in effect, if this were different, I would be saved. If this were different, I would be happy and loving and peaceful and free. And thus, the change of mind which is necessary for salvation is thus demanded of everyone and everything except yourself. Contemplate this for a moment and see it clearly. According to this insane plan, the role assigned to your own mind is simply to determine what, other than itself, must change if you are to be happy, if you are to be free of suffering. And this means that any perceived source of salvation is acceptable, provided that it will never work. This plan thus ensures that the fruitless search for salvation outside yourself will continue, because the illusion persists that although this hope has failed, there are still grounds for hope in other places and in other things, and perhaps another person will serve better, another situation will offer hope. This is the ego's plan for your salvation from all suffering. Take another moment now to contemplate this and see it clearly. When we examine it in this way, it seems absurd that anyone would have ever believed that a plan like this is worth the least bit of consideration and effort. And yet all of us, at one time or another, believed this plan completely. The world continues to teach that this plan for salvation will work. In every form of teaching and repetition, the conditioning continues to unfold in the direction that freedom, happiness, fulfillment, and safety all depend on circumstances outside of you. So continue to hope, continue to attempt to control, continue to be upset, and perhaps one day it will work out. The ego's basic doctrine is this: seek, but do not find. This is the core program within the ego dream matrix. This is the operation manual of your dream character. It cannot but help itself in fulfilling the program for which it has been conditioned. And what could more surely guarantee that you will not find salvation than to channel all your efforts into searching for it where it is not? To escape all of this confusion, misery, and a deep sense of failure and despair that must follow a plan that is doomed to fail is very simple. See that only God's plan for salvation will work, and do not seek for your freedom, happiness, and fulfillment where it cannot be found. Let's practice now in recognizing this certainty today, the certainty that the salvation from all illusion of fear, lack, and limitation must be yours, because God's plan cannot fail. So take a deep breath now. And as you exhale, relax your mind and body deeper. And begin by thinking about today's idea. And recognize that it contains two parts, each making an equal contribution to the whole. The first part is that God's plan for your salvation will work. And the second part is that other plans will not. Do not allow yourself to become depressed or angry at the second part. It is inherent in the first. And in the first is your guarantee of release from all your own insane attempts and mad proposals to free yourself. Proposals that are based on a false sense of identity. Identifying yourself with the dream character, you assume that the mind of the dream character is accurate in its assessment of what will make you happy. What will make you happy has nothing to do with the dream character at all. It is like being in a virtual reality world and interacting with the life of that virtual reality character and becoming so engrossed in it that you think that if that virtual reality character doesn't accomplish this and that, that you must suffer. Of course, this is absurd because you have no true relationship to this virtual reality character. None of its characteristics are yours. Its life is not yours. The only thing that is yours in this experience is how you perceive what is happening. And how you perceive this will either evoke a deep sense of fear, contraction, limitation, and separation, or it will evoke a deep sense of love, openness, and recognition of innocence and oneness. Remember how following your ego's attempts to find you happiness has led you to depression and anger. And remember too that God's infinite intelligence crafted a plan that must succeed. It will lead to release and joy. Remembering this, devote the remainder of this practice period to asking God to reveal the plan to you. Ask very specifically about your part in this plan. Ask now, what would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say, and to whom? Ask and give God full charge of the rest of the practice period, and let the voice for God tell you what needs to be done by you in God's plan for your fulfillment. The infinite Creator will answer you in your proportion to your willingness to hear His voice. Decide now that you will refuse not to hear. Decide now that you open your heart, mind, and awareness and be receptive, as if someone you love dearly is about to whisper a secret in your ear. Listen with that level of attentiveness, and remember that the very fact that you are doing this exercise proves that you have some willingness to listen. And this is enough to establish your claim to God's answer. So ask now, what would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say? And to whom? So that I can fulfill my part in your plan for my happiness, my awakening, my freedom fully. Do this now. as you approach the completion of this practice period, take a deep, slow, and full breath in, breathing all the way to the top, and hold it as you hold the intention to integrate this practice into your thought system. And as you exhale now, relax and release. And remember to take this idea with you into the rest of your day, reminding yourself that only God's plan for your awakening will work. Be conscious of all temptation to hold grievances today, and respond to this temptation in this way. Say, holding grievances is the opposite of God's plan for salvation, and only God's plan will work. Try to remember today's idea some 6 or 7 times an hour. Remember that there could be no better way to spend half a minute or less than to remember the source of your salvation, the source of your happiness, the source of your freedom, your power, your peace, and to see it where it is, within your very own being. If you enjoyed and benefited from this practice, please share your experience in the comments section. Like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to continue the journey. May you be at peace and know your true self.